All right, all right, all right. Sweet. Live streaming is so new to me, so if anything is broken here, let me know. This is pretty darn new, so we're figuring this out as we go. Today, I just wanted to test out a few different microphones. So we've got the Universal Audio SP-1. Oh yeah, I got a notification here. Your channel is live. Cool. That sounds like it's good. Universal Audio SP-1, and I also have the Slate M1, I believe, ML-1. And these are both modeling microphones. And I've always known about modeling microphones, but never had the chance to check them out, see what they can really do, how they perform. My hypothesis is that they obviously have the signature of the microphone that they are baked in, and then they're trying to reach for these other microphones. And I've always been curious, is these microphones attempting to be these old vintage microphones a good thing or not? Is it useful? Is it something that I can see myself using in the studio? So I wanted to test a few of them out today, just with acoustic guitar, to see how they sound, how the different emulations perform. So I had reviewed the SP-1s on my channel, I want to say like a year ago. It's been a little while now. And a couple people reached out. I have the comments here. I'll pin them up on screen, but you can see people were saying, hey, what about the Hemisphere? And I guess that's a big part of why people would buy these microphones, because they are like modeling microphones. So to me, that was always like something that I had never really considered. To me, it's like I wanted the value that comes with the microphone, not necessarily the software. And I think that I also have trouble reaching for tools like this, where you have to like set up a microphone and then scrub through different sounds. Like, to me, when I'm choosing a microphone, just the way my brain works, I choose the microphone before I start recording. This, to me, is very like post-production processing-y, where I look at a tool like this as more like something that you can kind of toggle through in post-production. Like, hey, not really happy with the sound that I got on the floor. Let me try a few different options and see how they sound. So I'm not sure that this will ever be something that I would use, but I figured that we could test this out today and see how it goes. So I got these set up here in Pro Tools. Right now you're listening to my shotgun microphone. Below that is the Slate microphone, and then I have the Hemisphere microphone. And so I'm just gonna be soloing whichever one you're listening to. So right now, of course, you're listening to the shotgun microphone. And we're just gonna kind of go through these, listen to the sounds that come baked in, and see if it's something that feels usable. Yeah, I'm really not sure about this. Like, to me, I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to just like pick the right microphone for the job. And like, if you can't make it sound good with an EQ after that, you know, maybe the performance wasn't there. I don't know. So anyways, let's jump into the Hemisphere mic here. So this is the Universal Audio SP-1. They have a few different microphones in their lineups. They have the SC1, which is like their condenser, small diaphragm condenser, their small pencil, I guess, SP, and then SD, which is their dynamic offering. And then they have these other ones that are set up as like drum microphones. So they all have their own input. So basically you choose your input device. In my case, it's the SP-1. And then there are some other microphones that you can tab through here. So we've got basically a replica of the Neumann KM54, the Neumann KM56, KM84, KM86, and then this is the only outlier, which is a replica of AKG C451. These numbers are going to become a lot after dealing with like 12 different microphones. But what's kind of cool is that you also actually get access to these microphones that come with the dynamic and the condenser. It's just interesting because they're obviously not built for the profile of this microphone, for the sound profile. So you're not getting like a good replica by any means. And a lot of people, I'm sure the people who made this product would say like, do not do that. That's like sacrilege. But if you're thinking of this purely as like a production tool that you can use in post to audition different sounds, it's kind of cool. I mean, you might get something that's like really stripped out and has no low end, but maybe that's just the thing that you're going for. So it's kind of a neat opportunity to test out a few different sounds. But let's do the SP-1 small diaphragm condenser. I've got it set to the right microphone here. You have a few different filters here, a few different options. So you can invert the polarity. You can filter filter out the frequencies if you want to. There's this proximity thing, which is actually quite useful. I was testing around just a little bit while I was getting OBS set up, and it's kind of cool. You can actually get some nice proximity out of it. It takes away all that low end as you kind of back away, which is pretty cool. And then axis, which I want to show you because it's actually kind of nutty. You can actually go to 180 degrees off mic, which is pretty wild. So let's jump into some acoustic guitar stuff here. Let me know if everything looks good in the chat, and yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to jumping into this. So let me just switch my screen over to this guy. Make sure that you guys can see everything. Yeah, it looks good. Sick. Cool. I'm gonna jump over to the Hemisphere mic and we'll play some acoustic guitar. And I'm just gonna toggle through these sounds. I won't be able to talk with you because I'm turning off this microphone. It's just a bit of a logistic nightmare. I have to turn off this microphone to put this one on. Otherwise, it's gonna get really weird and phasey. So I'm gonna turn off my voice and switch over to the Hemisphere. And it's the right mic. All right. Just give myself some volume here. This is the Neumann 56, KH56, MK56, KM, oh my god, KM56. Huh. Yes, sir. Herlin. Welcome, Herlin. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to jump over to the KM84, which is kind of like the classic. So let's take a listen to this. This will be the last one. Man, curious to know what you guys are hearing. Hello from Miami. Got a UA and I'm recording drums and are amazing. Yeah, man, I'd actually really like to try these on drums someday. I think that'd be pretty sick. I'm curious to know what you guys are hearing. Like, I originally, when I set up for the stream today, I set up with my over-ears, my normal headphones. And I wasn't hearing a ton of difference between the different sounds. It was only until I switched to my in-ears that I had isolation from the guitar and started noticing pretty big differences in some of these. Especially, I noticed that the AKG feels really bright, which checks out with how I feel about AKG. Like, honestly, they tend to be pretty bright sounding microphones. Through the Neumann lineup, honestly, I wasn't feeling too much of a difference in terms of sound quality. What I do want to show you is the additional tools that you get here. So the filter, let me just switch over. I might actually leave, no, I was gonna say I'd leave both mics on, but I don't think that'll work out. And then we also have this proximity, so I'll go through this as well. Let's start close up. It's actually pretty darn cool. I think what's kind of neat about that is that like you can, this is all happening in post. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that flexibility after you're recording to completely get rid of all that low end in there. Like that's pretty cool. Check out the axis. Watch how far we can take this. You can legit take it to the full blind side of the microphone, which is kind of cool if you think of using this as a room mic. You could actually put it, I'm curious to know like how they're achieving that, because yeah, it's all emulation, it's all modeling, so it's happening in post. It's just interesting because they're with the axis and the proximity, they're legitimately replicating like physics, which is kind of cool. Having it hit the blind side of the microphone implies that it's getting no like top end. It's only getting reflections, but reflections don't exist in this space because it's not actually just picking up the back of the mic. It's just an interesting thing. It's kind of cool to see that they're able to pull that off. And I think it sounds pretty usable. Like you can really kind of strip out the guitar by going through that. Kind of neat. Honestly, I'm not a massive fan of the different profiles. Like to me, I would just throw it on, the KM84. Take a listen to this again. I'll toggle through a couple of them. So I have to talk down here because switching mics. Let's do something different here. You can hear how much that filter is affecting it. Let's take that off. Yeah, I mean they're different. Getting a bit of difference there. I'm curious to hear what you guys are hearing at home. Yeah, to me it's like I'm getting a bit of difference, especially in the mid range, more than anything between the different microphones. But yeah, again, is this something that you'd want to use in a session, knowing that you have to think about this in post while you're setting up mics on an instrument? It's kind of interesting to think of. I definitely think this is useful for like home studio junkies who want to have a limited kit, or maybe can only afford a limited kit, but also want to have a lot of options with like different tone profiles. I'm just like, I guess where my brain goes with this is I don't know, is this really doing more than what an EQ could do? Because is it not just EQ if it's happening in post? That's where I get a little bit lost. Maybe it's the value of these is it's like a EQ profile for people who don't, maybe they're a little intimidated to jump into an EQ and try to find a sound that works for them. Maybe this is more up their alley. It's like something that they can just click on, get a quick little sense of how that mic is gonna sound. Let's take a listen to the Slate microphone, because this one is, it's a beast. It has some more effects here, so let's jump over to that one. And bring this up here. You guys can still see that. Yes, sick, love that. Yeah, let's take a look through the Slate one. This was new to me. One of my buddies went on tour for a bit and he dropped this off and said, hey, feel free to dabble. So I wanted to test it out. This is also like very selfishly just for me, because I've never actually sat down and like A/B'd through these. So it's kind of nice to be able to have that opportunity to really test them out just on one source too. I'm sure it would perform differently on like vocals, but it's kind of cool to just do it on one source. Okay, let's jump over to the Slate, and I'm just going to toggle through all of these. while I'm playing. You can see there's a whole bunch that are locked as well, which are additional packs that you can buy, but I'm pretty sure it comes with the like 8 or so when you buy it. Let's take a listen through this. So starting off with the 47, which is like a kind of Telefunken-y U47-ish type deal. No, I mean U47 even. Let's take a listen. And hang on, sorry. Let me know too if like things don't sound good, because I can change stuff. So let me know. We're easy over here. All right, Slate. Here we go. Tuning is going a little bit. All right, this is a Sony C800. $251. It's a 67. Sorry, my tuning is drifting a little bit. AKG C12. That sounds good. All right, here's an interesting one. A Shure SM7. Not sure how SM7 that is. And then another C800M. Ooh, that's bright. Okay, it may just, let me put on my microphone again here, sorry. It may just be me, but I'm noticing a much bigger difference with these ones than the Hemisphere microphones. So yeah, definitely a lot brighter here. Love my C414s because of their versatility. With the UAD, I'm hearing different EQ profiles, not the biggest deal, but I can see myself experimenting with different options. Yeah, that's, I love the versatility, yeah. With the UAD, I'm hearing different EQ. Totally, yeah, it's just like different EQ profiles. That's totally where I'm at with that. It's like, I don't know. Is it modeling these vintage mics? Sure, it may be, right? It's like, okay. But is it actually like, I don't know. To me, it doesn't like, I'm still stuck with the thing. It's like when I'm setting up a microphone, or I'm like, let's say I have a singer coming in, or, you know, even just like an acoustic guitar player coming in. My brain instantly goes to, what mic do I want to use? Like C414s, amazing on acoustic guitar. Love that. My brain wouldn't go to, let's use the Slate microphone with a profile set up. Like, I don't know. I really struggle with that. Like I want to utilize these microphones for what they are. But I feel like I would rather just reach for a tool that I know is going to do the job right away without having to kind of go through presets. What I did find interesting is that they've got this SM7, which is like clearly an SM7B. It sounds pretty good. I don't know that it sounds like a dynamic microphone. Like, take a listen to this again. You know what I mean? I don't know that that sounds to me to be like a dynamic microphone. It sounds a little bit condensery. Maybe my brain is just playing tricks on me because I'm playing into a massive condenser microphone. I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious to know what you think on it. But let's take a listen to some of these again. One thing I did notice that was kind of interesting about this, so they have this intensity slider, and I originally had it on 150 when I was getting things set up. I was like, oh man, let's do 150 so it's like super clear what the demos are. If I go to these C800Ms, what's kind of interesting is they kind of like clip. I'll show you in just a second here. Sounds so rich in the low mids. That aspect captures a dynamic vibe. Yeah. You know, that's actually nice to know that it's translating through video well, because I'm hearing a lot of my own guitar in this room, even with in-ears in. And so I'm not getting like a perfect isolation here. So that's nice to know. But yeah, take a listen to this. If I play this with 150 intensity, it kind of like bottoms out. I'll switch to my Pro Tools view so you can see. The weird thing is it's not actually bottoming out anywhere. Take a listen to this. It's like, oh, sorry, I'm still on. Hang on, sorry. There we go. It's distorting. It's distorting somewhere along the line. I'm not going to switch my microphone. I'm just going to use the Slate one because it should be loud, if you can hear me. It seems like it's distorting somewhere, and I don't know where, but take a listen again. Yeah, it's distorting somewhere along that line, and I don't know what's causing it. So something to be mindful of if you're driving your gain like decently hard. This intensity knob is going to really affect that. Maybe it's just adding some tube saturation. That could be what it is as well. Wondering if a spectrum analyzer on your master bus will tell you exactly what is happening. Yeah, let's do that. I don't even know what I've got going on here for metering. I don't use Pro Tools that much anymore. Sound field. RX monitor, I don't know what that is. View meter? Let me switch back to the Slate. Sorry, I keep messing this up. Turn that up. Yeah, I'm not sure where that distortion is coming from. It's kind of weird, but either way, it's easy enough to fix just by dialing things back a tiny bit. I'm just gonna go through these microphones one more time, take a listen to kind of through them. I'll put them down to like 110 or something like that, so it's not too invasive. All right, these are the Slate one more time here. Significantly honkier on that one. comes the SM7B. It's not bad. And the C800M. And the 269. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know when I would ever use that, to be honest. There were a couple of sounds in there that I thought were distinct enough and interesting that like are usable. Yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, curious to know how people are using these microphones. Like, to me, as I kind of said earlier, I think it's like people who don't have a whole lot of access to other microphones. Like I have like maybe, I don't know, 30 mics in like my studio stuff that I would go to on a big session. Like we have some replica microphones, no like vintage mics, but replica ones. So like we have a Peluso P12, Peluso 2247. We've got a couple of those. Peluso, what was it? P Stereo, which is like, I forget what mic that's replicating, but yeah, there's a few, and like, I don't know. I feel like when you have a microphone that you love, you know what it does really well, and then you gravitate to that for its sound out of the box. But it's like a really nice condenser microphone. Like you take like a U47 and add some EQ to it. You can always like pull information out. It's very easy to do that. It's hard to put information back in, obviously, but like that's why I'm confused as to like why you would want one of these modeling microphones. Yeah, it's just really interesting. I've had this Hemisphere mic now for about a year and haven't used this at all. Recorded the mic a dozen times. I love it on acoustic guitar. I use it all the time. And I've never reached for this. Like, it's like, I just installed it this week. Like, it's like, I don't know. I like the sound of the guitar without anything on it. Let me show you, like. So this is the Hemisphere straight up. Let's do some. Actually, let's do the 56. I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good. Stress. Yeah, it's definitely different. Try one more here. Yeah, they are all different. Let's try the last one again. I'm hearing more of a difference on them now, this time around, actually. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing more of a difference on them. Curious to know how that translates on video, but yeah, I don't know. Pretty cool. This was kind of a neat experiment for me to like just get to hear these in different capacities. I don't know that this is going to be something that I'm ever going to use personally. Like, as I was kind of showing it, it sounds really good out of the box. I think this may be one of those things like if I'm going on a, vacation somewhere, I can only bring one microphone. Maybe it works. I just, really struggle to know why people would want modeling in their microphone. Yeah, it's a tough one. Well, I think I'm going to leave this exploration as it is, but appreciate anyone tuning in. Anyone who's watching later, do appreciate you stopping by to watch these vids. Live streaming is very, very new for me, so yeah. If this format sucks, just let me know, and I'll never do it again. But appreciate you. Hope you have a great day. Hope you guys have a great Christmas, great holiday, whatever you choose to celebrate, and stay safe. And we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.